Hi guys, my name is Aggie. I'm your biohacking bestie and I'm here to help you navigate through a complicated world of biohacking and dieting and basically helping you get into your best shape of your life while also loving your body, loving yourself and having fun along the way, because what's the point if you're just suffering along the way? All right, so today we will talk about oat milk, and I am embracing myself for the hate that is going to come from this video, because every time I mention oat milk and the fact that it's not good for you, I just get crazy amount of feedback. It's not exactly positive feedback, and I will continue to share why oat milk was bad, because I was the first one to have oat milk latte first thing in the morning, and then another matcha latte with oat milk later, and then smoothie with oat milk, and feeling like I'm so healthy, I'm such a great vegan. I couldn't be more wrong. The glass of oat milk is an equivalent to a glass of Coca-Cola. So imagine having this first thing in the morning. This is what I did for years. Maybe this is what you do. So let's talk about why oat milk is bad. All right, number one reason why oat milk is not good. The process of turning complex starch, which are oats, into milk, turns them into maltose, which is a simple sugar. So basically, it gives you a very high insulin spike, just as high as Coca-Cola. And if you watch my previous videos, you know that is the number one reason that you need to manage. Insulin spikes are the reason of our hormone imbalance, of fatigue, of lack of energy, or having different, energy crashes and craving more sugar. We are more likely to have type 2 diabetes. We're more likely to have acne. We're more likely to have lack of collagen and elastin in our skin. It's also linked to our hair. So insulin levels are really, really important, and we do not want to have spikes. This is sadly what happens when we have oatmeal. Our organs toast through the process of glycation. There's another video coming on glycation. Our hunger levels get dysregulated, so we get more hungry for no reason, and we actually overeat. Our body tends to store more fat, unfortunately, especially around the belly area. Hormones get out of whack. We cause inflammation. Okay, so this is all just from the insulin spike alone. And that would be it if you made your own oat milk out of your own oats. If that wasn't bad enough, this is just the tip of an iceberg, because this is what happens if you made your own oat milk at home and you just basically, blended oats or whatever. But usually we buy oat milk, and Oatly or any other milk not only has seed oils such as rapeseed oil are highly inflammatory. They have way too many omega-6, which means that our body stores toxins in our fat cells. We just literally get sick. So our main goal with biohacking is reducing inflammation in our body. That's where all the puffiness comes from, all the sickness. It's the root of every sickness is all in the gut and the inflammation, right? And seed oils do just that. They create more inflammation. So not only you get the glucose spikes, you get the inflammation. The chances are, if the oatmeal isn't organic and it's full of glyphosate, which is a herbicide that they spray the oats. Even if it's organic, statistically, there's a lot of glyphosates in organic oats as well. And unfortunately, statistically, there is so much glyphosate or organic oats as well. And glyphosate not only is freaking toxic, and it's linked to leaky gut, is basically a condition where the lining of your gut gets holes and drips food into your bloodstream, which creates inflammation again. Also, glyphosate causes obesity, and it's just really, really toxic for us, right? So we already have 3 reasons why not to have oatmeal. And someone on my Instagram, when I posted that, it was like, okay, Aggie, but at least it's low in fat, it has only 60 calories, and it's vegan. And there's so many flawed points over here, right? Because the fact that something is vegan doesn't mean it's good. All the worst things on the planet are vegan. When I think of it, white sugar, white flour, whatever, this is all vegan. So that's not an argument. Next, not all the calories are created equal. And, I love my friend Glucose Goddess. She has such a beautiful metaphor in her book. And she basically said that if you went to a store and say, hey, can I buy a 200-page book? The person in the store would be like, Barnes and Nobles would be like, okay, weirdo, like, what book do you want? Is it a science book, or do you want a romance, or do you want an autobiography? And it's like, no, 200-page book, they're all the same. Well, they're not. So it's basically the same thing as calories. This is, a 200-page book. It's different than this 200-page book. They're very, very different. And so are calories. So our calories act very, very differently in our body. And we shouldn't look at the calories, okay, this is 60 calories, so I'm going to be okay. We want to understand what these calories do to our bodies, right? So 60 calories of oat milk is very different than 60 calories of oats alone. So really, really important point to keep, as well as the fact that, and I do want to point out, and I'm going to do another video on that saturated fat is actually really important for women. And we are told to fear saturated fat, but it actually helps regulate our hormones so much and helps us with our sugar cravings and our hunger hormones. So saturated fat is actually not that bad for women. I'm a living proof of that because look at me, feeling healthiest and strongest I've ever been. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. That was like a little summary of why oat milk isn't exactly the best choice for you. The question is like, okay, what the hell do we have? Ideally, you want to have coconut milk. It's hands down the best for you. If you like cow's milk, don't have it pasteurized, have it raw. It's way healthier for you than pasteurized because pasteurized already has all the enzyme gone, and that's why you're probably dairy intolerant. If you have to, almond milk isn't terrible. Soy, really bad because it fucks up your estrogen levels. We talked about it in another video. So we want to stay away from soy. Almond is second best option if we really need to. And yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you want to learn more, I'd love for you to check out my course, Fit as is where I teach my students how to really get into biohacking, how to regulate our hormones and insulin levels and whatnot. So please check it out. If not, just subscribe to my channel where I'm going to continue to share my knowledge. I hope this was helpful. Big hug, and I'll see you in the next video.